Ascension is not a vibe, it's a price. And if your hands are still soft, that means you haven't paid yet. If you're sick of content that coddles you, subscribe now. This is for men that are ready to harden their will and earn their place in law. Let's get right into it, Terry. Ascension. If you are looking to ascend to a new timeline, you must understand there is a certain price that comes with ascension. You don't just get to look at a goal and aim and say, you know what, I'm gonna be there, and then just get it. This is not some gift. This ain't fucking charity. You gotta pay up. And a lot of you don't wanna pay up, therefore you're not going to get to the timeline that you're looking to get to. That success that you have in your mind, that fucking dream that you have every day when you look at the screen and you see somebody else on the internet doing it, that thing that bothers you at the end of the day, where it's knocking at the top of your, or in the back of your mind saying, yo, you should have did more, you could have did more, but you didn't. That voice is really just asking you, are you willing and are you ready to pay the price of the ascension that you are capable of doing and getting to? Point 1, the illusion of clean ascent. Most men want elevation without erosion. That doesn't work. How could you ever think that you're gonna get to a certain goal from the same frequency that you sit in right now? Something has to change, or nothing changes. Pain is the altar, and growth is always paid in blood, sweat, and loss. So if you have soft hands, that means you haven't sacrificed enough. You sit here in your day-to-day thinking that, oh, I'm gonna move the same way that I've always been moving and get a significant change in my life just because I thought of it. In what fucking realm is that ever going to happen for you? Get out of the illusion. These spiritual folk, these woke folk that tell you, yes, you can meditate and increase your vibration. You increase your vibration by movement. You must move, which means there must be a significant change in your current frequency to touch on to the next point, to get to the higher frequency that you're looking to get. And just like yesterday's video, we said once you get to the frequency of the timeline that you're looking to step into, it still requires you to move into it. So when the opportunity presents itself, you got to take that bitch by the neck and say, you're mine. Don't question yourself, right? So understand there has to be some sort of movement. The illusion that ascent is just going to happen for you because you thought of it is false. The ease is a drug, and you've been sedated by digital dopamine and safe zones and comfort zones that keep you thinking that you're okay where you are. This feels right. I'm gonna attach myself to this. And the deeper you root yourself into a timeline that you don't want to be in, the longer you are going to be there. And sometimes you permanently will be stuck there. But that's not what nobody want to talk about. Anybody want to talk about that? Because it's not glamorous, it's not nice, it's not freeing. Well, guess what? To be truly woke and enlightened, you must understand that there's good and bad. The bad usually means that you have to get good, right? So if you're going through hard times, rough times, intentionally, and forcing your energy into a place of refining yourself, just know that all of the loss that you had gets given back to you by the law of rhythm, and the pendulum has to come back in your favor. Imagine if I were to pull a rubber band back this way, when I let go, where does it have to go? Forward. When life smacks the fuck out of you, do you think you get stuck there? The only way you get stuck in a bad time is when you believe that there's no way out, and that you settle there and you plant your roots there. You might be always focusing on your wounds from the setback. So therefore, when you're focusing all of your attention on the setback, you never can be launched because you're still just wallowing in the hurt, in the pain, and therefore the laws just follow your lead. Mentalism, if everything is created in your mind and your mind is fixated on negative energy, then hello, what do you think is gonna come out into fruition into your life in reality? If your thoughts create your emotions create your actions create your reality. You're gonna have a fucking sad life, and that same timeline that you've been in for however long is gonna just get worse. And so I want you to take this equation. Ascension equals exposure. And it's exposure to your flaws. The higher you go, the higher you aim, and the faster you go up, the quicker you will highlight your flaws. Because you have to. Because the same frequency that's holding you back are usually because of the flaws that you are accepting within yourself. I give you a personal story. Earlier this year, bro, I did a huge purge. You have to assess yourself every quarter. And at the top of the quarter, I said, fuck. Whoa, buddy. Your frequency is high, but the people around you aren't necessarily aiming at the same target you are. So you have to do a self-audit, not because they're not worthy of your presence, but because you know what you have to do, a hardcore refinement in where you're putting your energy. You have to take the time to assess, where am I putting my energy, and is it fully focused on the thing that I want, or am I distracted? And when you allow yourself to be distracted by the toys and the fun and the women and the seduction and the sedation away from pain, you then are literally tethering yourself to a current timeline that doesn't serve you. And that doesn't mean the people around you are bad. That simply means that you know where you want to be. And you have to get there. So why play possum? I'm not playing dead over here. Motherfucker, I know where I want to be. And if that requires a full purge of my life, including objects and material things, I'm letting go of it. I don't give a fuck. But that's the point. That's what ascension does. You aim high, therefore the caliber of the spotlight that comes onto your flaws is very intense. The higher your reach, the more flaws you have to purge, because those flaws can't enter into a new timeline with you. Imagine you're in a bad state right now. The habits that you formed right now cannot cross over into the new timeline. You must create new habits. You must get on a new routine. You must have a new systematic way of doing things. It's just order. You have to create structure to hold the abundance that you're looking to get.
Point 2, the sacred role of discipline.
Structure is not oppression. It's armor for ascension. When you take your structure and you say, I know where I want to be, and therefore it requires a new structure, that means you tear down your old structure and you form a new one, no matter how much pain comes with making the new one. Because what you're going to realize is when you get rid of your old structure, for a moment there, you're going to be suspended with nothing. And in that nothingness, there's going to be all sorts of attacks of emotion that wave over you, negative thoughts that wave over you. Am I going to get there even? Why am I purging everybody from my life? Ooh, my best eater, fuck. The girl that I love to speak to all the time, fuck. The trips that I like taking, fuck. The business partners that I had to cut off, fuck. You have to get rid of all the things that are familiar to you. But what does it do? It brings you your ability to create a new structure. And what do you have to do in that timeline where you have no structure just yet and you're building your new is stay in discipline. You know exactly how to get to the thing. You just don't want to do it because it requires a lot of fucking effort to put into the discipline. Discipline is sacred because when you apply it to anything, you get a better result. And a lot of you don't want to apply it because it requires so much fucking energy and so much attention that you're going to have to get rid of all of the distractions around you. And those distractions ease the pain of your masculine life and the lifestyle that you live and the feelings that you're going to have when you get rid of the old structure. You think it's easy to cut off people from your life? No, it's not. It's one of the most difficult things. But when you have supreme, sacred discipline to stay structured within law and keep your mentalism, the law of mentalism at the top of your brain, aimed at a certain goal, all of that pain then fortifies you for the ascension. When you start to rise, you're armored because all of those emotions couldn't penetrate your mind. This is why going to the gym is so important. This is why holding your fucking semen is so important. That retention shit they try to have you do in November is straight bullshit. When you learn how to hold your fucking batter, bro, when you hold your secret sauce long enough so it builds energy and continues to fluctuate and regulate within your body, you will then keep energy within yourself. You will be able to be disciplined over your lustful feelings and the surges of energy that want you to go after softness. And all of that is done by following a sacred discipline that cannot be moved in turbulence. And once you get through that turbulence, you've now created a layer of armor that you can no longer remove because it's stuck with you. You made it through. Congratulations. But there's more hurdles to get over. Because discipline clears chaos. And without it, you're just another man possessed by mood swings and mental noise. This is why I say you have to go spend time outside alone. Ground yourself. Put your feet in the ground. However, do not forget to then move afterward. Make sure that all of the spiritual hacks that you hear, meditation, namaste, grounding yourself, right? Lighting candles, all of your sage dances, whatever the fuck y'all do, make sure they're followed up with action. They should always be followed up with a positive habit. Because now you're not only playing a nervous system neutralization, but then you're using that same neutralization and the energy you get from doing a ritual and pushing it into movement, which is the very thing that increases your vibration, not the stillness. The stillness clears the noise. The movement is what matters. But doing both then makes you a supreme being. And this is why tracking your habits matter. Because what you track, you control. So when you can track and understand, okay, cool, I'm doing a ritual here to clear the noise, and then I'm gonna do movement because now my head's clear and I know where to focus on. Okay, cool, I'm making movement. I'm gonna track that movement. I'm gonna write it down. What did I do today? What did I do well? What did I do bad? What needs improvement? Am I doing the right things? Track everything. Know where your money's going. Know where your attention's going. Know where your energy is dwindling, right? Your sexual energy is one of the biggest, one of the most powerful things you have. So don't leak it because you have a lot of women coming around you. Relax. Understand, when you start to polarize towards the masculine because you have all this discipline and you're tracking all of these things so you have more control over yourself, you have to also know that the feminine sees it. They feel it. And they might want piece of it. But you have to track yourself and understand, okay, cool. I brought my head to a clear space. I no longer need distractions right now because you're in your ascension mode. This doesn't mean that they're canceled forever. This means for this period of time, baby girl, I need the time to focus on something bigger than you and bigger than myself. And that requires complete devotion and complete discipline. So track everything. Because that vagueness that you have, that, oh, it'll happen whenever it happens. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get there whenever. I can wait tomorrow. Oh, I won't check today. It's all right. I'll check tomorrow, track tomorrow. That vagueness equals softness. And realistically, you're letting that softness creep in on your discipline. And then you're going to let it happen again. And then you slip again. And then you slip on your fasting. And then you allow dopamine to take over. Maybe you have too much sugar another day. Then you inject yourself with way too much caffeine and nicotine. Now you're not governing anything. And then you fall right back into the same habits. You lose your ascension path and you're stuck into the fucking timeline. And even it's worse this time because you've now purged everybody, gone up a bit, failed to stay within that pressurized system. And then you've fallen back to the same timeline, but even a little bit worse because now your comforts are gone. So now you're really fucked up. And that's where a lot of y'all fail because you've left discipline when you are on your ascension path right before your breakthrough. And if this is hitting, pause it and send it to the softest man you know. That's your only duty.
3. Building a calloused identity.
Your hands reflect your reality and your reality reflect your law. If your hands are still soft and you have no calluses, you have no ability to show that, yo, I've been working hard as fuck, then you are losing. That means you're addicted to softness. You ain't put no weight on the shit. You ain't no spiritual heavyweight. You're a peon. And then peons get whatever the fuck is left over. So now if you're looking to not be a fucking peon or a pawn in the game, then level up. Do the hard work. Ascension requires you to pay up. Cut your softness. Cut your comforts. They are the sole reason you are not going to reach your goal. And it's not for a long time. You get your comforts back, but now they're governed by discipline and law. So now you know when to get up and when to move away from it and when to come back to it. And that's why I said during your ascension path, you don't want women around you because they will slow you. They will soften you because you yourself aren't hard enough. You haven't hardened your shell and armored yourself against all comforts and softness. So you have to take a period to understand yourself and also allow that fucking armor to solidify, which is really just you solidifying the structure and the routine that is needed to get to the ascension path that you're looking to jump into. So let that rejection harden you. Let that understanding of, oh shit, the world's fighting back. So the world's gonna come at you when you start to move different. Because a lot of the world doesn't want what you want. A lot of the world doesn't even want ascension. They want fucking mental masturbation and mental health. They want to play with their wounds, remind themselves of why they're weak. They always want a crutch. They want to be saved but don't want to do any movement. They waiting on Jesus. So make your disciplined rituals a non-negotiable. Every skipped workout, every unposted video, every undisciplined day is theft to your ascension. So guard it with your fucking life. Do not play the soft game. Do not play the survival template your parents gave you. You must understand yourself at a deeper level. Go into silence long enough till you hear your voice. Cut off all the fucking comforts so that you feel pain, because pain will shock you. Pain will wake you up to your reality and say, fuck, this is what I was settling for? Oh shit, absolutely not. Because what you'll then start to understand is when you start to get into your ascension path, everything that you lost gets given back to you tenfold. The bitch you thought you lost, you're going to get her in a sexier, better body, wetter pussy, freakier woman. Why? You've now learned yourself enough to be masculine. And a masculine man with structure and discipline garnishes a more feminine woman, a better woman that will then drive your purpose forward, amplify you. That money you thought you were giving up because you left a toxic business partner, it comes back tenfold, cleaner this time. You don't have to worry about feelings because that's another masculine man in discipline and his masculinity is on point. So y'all then end up sharpening each other instead of you either slashing through his dullness or his dullness weakening you. The car, the home, the location, the friend group, the food, everything that you lost to gain your armor for your ascension gets given back once your armor is disciplined and fortified in a structure worthy of holding it. It's just the balance of the laws. Like the life you live, I want you to relax and understand this last point before I let you go. The life you live must balance itself out. So if you're going through a hard time, let go of the emotional hold onto the hard times. Release it. Understand you are still breathing. And once you are still breathing, you're good. And when you realize that your comforts are taking away from your ability to stay disciplined towards a certain goal, cut the fucking comforts. Cut the softness, cut the women, cut the food you eating, cut this fucking spending, cut everything. And then in its place, put something that is at the end goal. How you would operate if you're already at the end goal. Would you be waking up on time to go work out? More than likely. If you're still working in a 9 to 5, that's okay. Would you be working out earlier in the morning and then going to your fucking job? Probably. Would you be staying up to the fucking nth hour looking at bitches on Instagram? Probably not. Refine yourself. To get to where you want to be, you must refine yourself daily. Every single day. Change. Assessment. Every night assessment, every morning change. Every night assessment, every morning change. In that fucking order. Every single day, non-stop. Because your life isn't going to get any better unless you change. Jesus not coming for you. God's not coming to pick you out your slums. You must pick yourself out your slums. And he's given you the laws of the realm to follow and obey. Because they're the reason you exist. And they are your boundaries that will illuminate your fucking pathway to your goal. Use it. This isn't just content. This is your call to war. Grab the Unruly Blueprint, build from law, and get your hands dirty. The link is in the description below. Because if you're still soft after this, you're choosing to be weak. My hands are calloused. My will is cold. My throne is earned, not imagined. Let softness die and let law raise whatever's left. Consider yourself warned.